like to ask you to give Lindsey German from Stop War a warm welcome. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sabi, and it's great to be here. I think for all of us who are involved in campaigning against war, against racism, for those of us who are socialists who care about the environment and all these questions, it is so important for us to be here today. Because what we've seen on the Polish border is one of the most disgusting things that we have seen in modern times. It is an absolute travesty of justice that people who have been made refugees because of war, people who have come from Afghanistan, people who come from Syria, people who come from Iraq, these are people who would not be on the border if we hadn't invaded their countries, if we hadn't bombed country after country, if we hadn't spent billions and billions of pounds on these wars, which should have been much better spent on people abroad and people here at home. And when you hear that 100 British soldiers are going to Poland to build a wall to keep out refugees, I, for one, as a British citizen, would say, not in my name. They are not doing it in my name, and they shouldn't be doing it in the name of anybody else either. We have a situation now where even on the most humanitarian grounds, we must oppose what is going on. But this isn't just about humanitarianism. All of us must feel horrified at people who are dying in these forests on the Poland-Belarus border. But let's remember who is responsible for this. We have a system of imperialism which has created these wars. There are anti-imperialist rivalries going on. But let's remember, the main enemy is here at home. And while Boris Johnson may have left the European Union, believe me, he is 110% behind what this far-right Polish government is doing in persecuting the refugees. What all of the rich countries are saying is you are not welcome to come here if you're from the poorest country, if you are escaping war, if you're escaping climate change, if you are escaping poverty, we do not want you here. We must send a very different message, and our message is this. Refugees are welcome here. They are not the problem in this country or in Poland or in any other country. The problem we have in this country is the rich who profit here out of the rest of us. The people who will not build houses and schools that poor people so desperately need. The people who are really suffering in this country are doing so because of our ruling class, not because of people who come here on boats to escape persecution. So let's get that absolutely clear from the start. And let's say this is about solidarity with refugees. It's about fighting racism and the disgusting policies of people like Priti Patel. But it's also about fighting our own government on every front. Fighting on racism, fighting for decent pay rises, fighting for a home for everybody, fighting for the things that we all need. So I'm very pleased to be here today. We have to oppose what they are doing, and they're doing it all over Europe. In Croatia they're doing the same thing, in Greece they're doing the same thing. And they are trying to get NATO involved in a much bigger war with Russia and Belarus. These are the dangers that we face. And 2 weeks ago, many of us were on demonstrations against climate change. Climate change will make this situation worse, not better. So while we're doing nothing about climate change, this government, we're also persecuting the victims of climate change. Thank you for being here today. Solidarity with everybody, and let's keep fighting until we win.